Hello everybody, it's Akasha Marie, Galactic Human, and with this video I want to start a new series about getting in contact with our star families and so-called extraterrestrial beings. I got an input from my soul sister, Sananda Christ from Pleiadian Portal, as she's coming out also with her truth, and it's only amazing. I'm so happy that more and more brothers and sisters of us are coming out with their truth, because we are supporting each other. Sharing is caring, right? And finally there's a breakthrough. There's a breakthrough because I experienced all this stuff so many years ago, and I felt much more isolation, as there was not so much plenty to share with as the platforms, and the reality was not as transparent as actually. So thank you to the radiation from the center of the galaxy, thank you from central sun, thank you to our sun. It's bursting us day by day with more energies and making us staying in the bed and with a lot of symptoms, but for God's sake, that is the best gifts we always could have. Anyway, yeah. I don't know actually where I should begin. I think I should start with this first contact series I shared with you publicly now on my YouTube channel, and I got this materialization from this women, extraterrestrial women, in my house in the evening. I touched her, so I know that she had a physical body, but I could sense that the body was a little bit not so solid as our bodies. But everything followed up then with my surgery on my spine, which I received between 2009 2010, yeah, exactly. Because my dog Ambakali, she's also a soul aspect of mine, she reached me, she arrived in my life in 2009. I'm getting right now dizzy, so I'm getting deep in this connection and vibration again of my experience. So yeah, I prepared everything for Christmas, as I never did. I was not celebrating Christmas at all, but it was all about Christ consciousness. I know that today. And I asked for the upgrade of my DNA. And when I came to the bed, I was taken straight away to the surgery room, and there was somebody who introduced himself with a real name. I'm not mention that name here because I can't. Officially, I can't do that. No. And they opened up my spine from on the top straight away, like that. And they made new filaments in my DNA, in my spine, with the consequences that in the morning after, when I woke up, I was totally smashed, crashed. I felt totally damaged, but it was not. It was activation which I got, which was made even on my physical body, through my etheric body, my astral bodies. So everything was involved in this DNA activation and upgrade. So I know, even before, that I'm a prototype for the new galactic human, and I know that my purpose here was to activate especially other women, other sisters, to get closer to their activations, as I am a conduit. Yeah, and it happened slowly but steadily. I came in contact with a lot of people. I was doing sessions even in Tuscany, so I was working most with men, as they needed it also very badly, and I had really, really extraordinary experiences. The clue was also that I got booked in sessions twice where my alien extraterrestrial brothers showed up in a physical form. So means they were not more downloading, means materializing themselves. They had a real body, but they were using this body just to come to me and to give me all these informations and what I needed to get. But this I will make it in another video. I don't want to get in this subject right now. Just be aware that all the connection is real. Is if you open up, everything becomes your reality. And this, go back and watch again First Contact 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, right? So you can connect and relate better. And even to my other video where I explain more in detail my contact with this extraterrestrial. I will put it above and below. Anyway, after this surgery, I was approximately for 3 months not able to do very much. My body was break into pieces, and it was very, very hurtful day by day, but I still, after some time, started doing sessions. And meanwhile, I had another contact with a galactic lover. I know who it is, because later on I met this person physically, because everything is in alignment, nothing happened by chance. So, and everything is parallel, and if this other person is not conscious, I know that it's the same person, and one day we'll wake up to recognize even that kind of form or consciousness, which is always simultaneously on the ships and is in other galaxies and is always busy, 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 busy. Anyway, this guy, he took me out and took me to the ship, and he showed me 3 wormholes. 2 smaller, 1 small, 1 middle, and 1 really large wormhole. And he explained to me that these first wormholes, I will travel them on my own, and through the 3rd wormhole we go and travel together to our home destination. So I know from this very moment that I have home destination, which is very, very far away. I have to travel a lot to get there. Anyway, after that experience, it happened that physically, while I was once lying on my mattress outside on my terrace in summers, and suddenly I realized that underneath me was open up a huge wormhole. And of course now I was like, wow, what is that? And I didn't want to go in that. Okay, but it opened up and it was a message still there. Month later, I went with my dog in the evening and to the vineyards. I was living really much in isolation in a very small village in Tuscany. A few people were living there, so most of the time I didn't even meet anybody. So, standing in the middle of the field, of the vineyard, and I was walking with Amba, and suddenly, while I was walking, in front of me, in the ground, on the grass, opened up a huge wormhole, and I was close to step in. And it was like, oh gosh, wait a minute, I'm not ready. Anyway, everything was very challenging, and it was also very exciting for me, and to be honest, I loved also this experience very much, because the most challenging and extraordinary experiences, as I mentioned several times, I made them in that house in Tuscany. Everything happened there. So you can make out of it whatever you want. If that resonates with you, it's fine. If it does not, I'm happy. Then go and switch off. Then it's not for you, and it's very fine. Then you find other channels who resonate more with you. As my soul sister, she mentioned, now we have to stand up and get up in our powers, because also, I mean, I'm pretty much tired to stay back and hold back, and yeah, that you can say and that not, oh no. I mean, I didn't even give nothing on that while I was living at that time in that place, and even my neighbors knew that I was talking in a strange language, as they asked me someday, oh, how are you doing? And I couldn't speak normally, because when I start speaking light language, and it was for hours, I only could speak in this frequency. And he asked me, oh, Anna Maria, how are you doing? And I started talking then in light language, and he was in his car, and he put down the window asking me, oops, how are you doing? And I start talking in that language and said, okay, I understand. Wish you a beautiful day. Of course, I got marked, but I'm used to that. My lifetime, I was used to be different, to feel different. Since I am born here, I felt different. There's a wonderful video which I did in German language. I make a shout out now for you who are following my channel. If there's somebody who wants to contribute a little bit, can you make a translation for me? Yeah, from German to English, or from Italian to English, and vice versa, because I can't do everything. If there's somebody who wants to contribute to keep the channel going, I just make a shout out. Is there somebody who can do a translation for me, so I can make the subtitles underneath of my videos? Because it doesn't mean for me just to repeat. Okay. Said that, I go back. The same year. It was then 2010. After 3.5 months, I felt, okay, now it's getting really now too much. Come on. Or I asked, I get my new body, or you stop with the symptoms, because I can't go further with that stuff. And it was funny, because everything happened to me. I go to bed and just lie down like that with my open eyes, and then I gave the commands. I was saying, okay, now guys, what do you want to do? Just to continue, or new body? Let me show my new body, or take me away the symptoms, because you don't have any idea. And this is also now to see that our galactic brothers and sisters, they don't have this density, they don't have to hold the density long time, because just the maximum what they can do is take a body from somebody, right? Enter this body, go in and out, use this body to make the contact, the connection, and then leave that vessel. Or they can download themselves from these very high frequencies. They can materialize, but also for them it's very, very heavy to do that. Or they don't have this, or they don't show up physically, right? Then you are in connection telepathically, and then they take us to their ships, right? And then we are working together, we have our reunions, we get setups, whatever. Anyway, that night I asked, okay, stop the symptoms or a new body. And then it was so funny. A small gray, I mean, they call them grays, but it was a white being like that, like my hand, you know. His body was whitish, long, and he had such big black eyes, and here on his body he had black spots. And his fingers also, he had only 4 fingers, was very small, and on the top of the finger it was round, like the xylophone, if you play xylophone, no? Like, it was so funny. And this small guy stood beside my bed, and I said, yeah, and now what do you want me? What do you want me to do? I mean, interaction with full consciousness. I was not in a sleep state. No, everything was also 3D. And he opened up kind of laptop beside my bed. And there were 3 guys. They look like Pleiadians. They look like Nordics, whatever, because that's why I don't want to give title. Okay, but I know that they were from the Galactic Federation, as I am part of this Galactic Federation myself. And they showed up and say, hi. And then I felt I had to get up from my bed. So I stood up from my bed, and my bed was like on a structure, on a wooden structure, very close to the ground, like a futon. And I stood up on my mattress, and that is really cool now. Look at that. Here is my spine. This is my normal body, right? My height. And then suddenly it became like that. From the spine, exactly from the point where it always was hurting, I was going up, 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 like an elevator. So practically my spine started prolonging. And I became really tall as I started to touch the top of the room with my head. And it was like, oh, cool. And I just stood up on my mattress, and I had a big Japanese rice lamp, very huge, and I was bumping against that. And then I went to my window. Wow. And I just was touching the ceiling of my room. And then I was, I felt so deliberated. My body was in ease and very soft and like a feather, light like a feather. I was so tall. And then I started walking down, because I was, my bedroom and my studio and another second bathroom was on the 1st floor, so I had to go downstairs. The only thing I remember that I didn't touch with my feet properly the soil. I was a little bit elevated, like that. Anyway, I came to my lounge room, and then from my lounge room I went to the kitchen, because everything was one big space. And then I make a turn around. I had a round glass table, and I was like, wow, what is that? I have this new body. Oh wow, that feels so cool. Coming back home, coming back upstairs, I saw suddenly in my studio where I used to do the sessions, I had a crystal quartz lamp. It was on. Hey, the party was going on. These guys showed up in my house. And there was a being sitting on my futon. It had a head like a horse and a body like a human. And it was so cool and was making like that. So it was so cool. I was so happy and I felt like a big celebration. I can't even, I mean, now I'm getting in again in this frequency, as you can see, because I start glowing. Wow, it was such a feeling of bliss and happiness and all together, and everything was crystal clear. Everything was crystal clear. Yes, that's how it works. I could test as a prototype the new body. When you are the galactic human, we are changing the shapes. Definitely. We are morphing. Metamorphosis is it called. From the caterpillar to the butterfly is not only a sentence, it is a reality. And I experience that reality. Yes, the galactic human form experience in 3D. And then I lay down again in the bed, and this small tiny gray beside my bed again, he opened up, and then I salute my galactic brothers and say thank you so much. Closed it down, disappeared, and I started feeling sleepy, and I went into a deep sleep. The day after, I woke up and my spine, which was hurting, which I couldn't stand upright, was totally gone. I could stand upright from that very moment. Everything was gone. So my friends, I stop it here because now I get other memories which I have to tell you. But as I started with, this is another series. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And much love and light.